This is the Aunty M Brain Tumours talk show. It's a show full of informative chat and inspirational messages. The Aunty M Brain Tumours talk show on podcast.
Hello.
Hi, is that Joss?
It is. Hi.
Hello, Joss. This is Eileen B. And this is
Claire.
Thank you very much for agreeing to be on our show.
Thanks for having me.
What was the reason that you have been affected by a brain tumour?
It's quite a long story, but to give you the slightly briefer version, I started having seizures when I was 16. So this is back in 2005. I was at school, I was doing my GCSEs, and I started getting these weird experiences, which felt a bit like deja vu. I'd never had deja vu before, so I just kept ignoring it, saying to my family, it's fine, it's just deja vu, don't worry, it's nothing. And I'm not one to go to the doctor for the cold, so I kept ignoring it. And eventually they got weirder and weirder. And I was on holiday 3 years later with my family and my then boyfriend. And we were playing tennis, and I all of a sudden dropped my tennis racket and started running around the tennis courts backwards, which now I can laugh about. But at the time, as you can imagine, was very scary for my family.
Do you remember doing it?
I have absolutely no recollection of any of these kind of little events at all. I remember them starting, I'd get this weird deja vu sensation and then start hyperventilating and then no recollection at all. And my family, we got back from our holiday and they sent me straight to the doctor and weren't taking no for an answer. I was sent for MRI scans and things, and it was discovered that I had a tumour in my right temporal lobe, which was causing epilepsy. I'm very fit, I'm healthy, no one picked up on a tumour. I was having seizures for 3 years. But because everyone thinks epilepsy, you collapse on the floor and you have convulsions, and I'm non-convulsive, people forget that there are over 40 different types of epilepsy.
Yeah.
So it wasn't picked up. And as I say, eventually they found the tumour. I spent 3 years trying out different medications, and some of them made my seizures worse, some of them didn't help at all. So I was having up to 15 seizures a week.
Oh, gosh.
And I have a few days where I'd have loads of them and then a couple of days break and then they'd start again.
What's the tablets that settled you down on?
Carbamazepine helped me out most. That was the one that didn't make it worse. My neurologist kind of said, actually, now that we've tried several, there's very tiny percentage that any of them are going to help. So they recommended surgery. So I had 2 operations in 2011 and I've been seizure-free since.
Wow. So all the things that you've had done with the surgery and everything, that was all at the National Hospital?
Yes, it was all at the National and they were wonderful. They, for epilepsy patients, they coordinate very closely with the Epilepsy Society as well. So I had my surgery at the National, but then received kind of assessment and treatment both at the Epilepsy Society and at the National Hospital.
Did you try, we were talking the other day that they've got this scanner. I've forgotten what you call it.
IMR.
Did they use that with you?
I did. I was very lucky. In 2008, I think, they opened the IMRI. So I was a couple of years down the line able to benefit from the advanced neuroimaging suite. And it was wonderful. I had 2 operations, but my first one, it was a long slog. I was in surgery for about 10.5 hours. But thanks to the IMRI, it means that they can do the scans while they were operating and just make sure that they got all of the tumour so that I didn't have to worry about it again afterwards.
You had some swelling, yes.
I was very swollen. My surgeon came to see me 2 days after my first operation. But he's a great guy. He likes to joke around, and he came in, took one look at me and went, whoa, what have I done to your face?
So when you've done doing the recovery, how long did that take?
I was in hospital for a month, and then I had 2 months off work, and then went straight back into work.
What was the type of tumour that you had? I forgot to ask.
It was a DNET, which is, thankfully, it's a benign tumour. So they've been in my post-op scans. There's been no sign of it coming back at all.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful to have got rid of my seizures.
Yes.
And that was obviously, it was a weight on my mind at the time. But now you learn to deal with the side effects.
Yeah.
But even having a relatively small tumour removed, it was about 2 inches from my hippocampus. I struggle with my visual memory. So memory for directions and faces and places is
difficult,
interesting at times.
Yeah. Are you still having MRIs?
Yeah, I have annual checkups. So I have an MRI scan once a year, and I also check in with both my surgical team and the neurology team at the National. So they rely on me, but I'm doing really well. As I said, I've been seizure free since my operation, and obviously I'm off doing lots of stuff. I have to be careful. And I was offered another operation. Post-surgery fluids build up, the cerebral spinal fluid can be a problem. So I have to keep an eye on a couple of things, but it certainly doesn't stop me from doing everything I want to do.
Yeah.
And I was really pleased. I had a holiday earlier and managed to tick off the final thing on the list of things that the surgical team, when I came out of hospital, they said, these are the things that you're not allowed to do.
That's what I'm going to do.
I've now done all of them. I've done the world's highest bungee jump. I've been skydiving. I've done my deep sea diving.
But is there anything that you'd tell others or anything that would encourage other people?
I think just don't let anyone hold you back. As I said, my surgical team told me that I couldn't do a whole load of stuff, but it's always possible. And as long as you're sensible about these things and you keep your doctors in mind, you can do anything that you want to do.
Definitely. Thank you so much for coming and good luck with everything that you're doing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
This is the Aunty M Brain Tumours talk show. It's a show full of informative chat and inspirational messages. The Aunty M Brain Tumours talk show on podcast.